Hello everybody and welcome back to Modded Minecraft with Irish Red, or Red as you can call me. So I'm hanging out here in my auto processing room. We had a little bit of issue with our processing of redstone and coal and our diamonds. The lapis was doing just fine. It was coming out of the back, and if you remember last episode, we set up item ducts, and it was all supposed to go into this unifier, and then it would get sucked into the system from there. Well, that was not working properly. The servos, for whatever reason, were not pulling out of the enrichment chambers. I tried several times to get them to work. They refused. So all I did was I extended out this dense cable a little bit, put down a cable anchor to split up the cables, and now I put import buses on the back, and as you can see, they are working just fine. The redstone and everything is just getting sucked up straight into the system and then shuttled out to where it needs to go for each chest to get turned into the blocks that we have sent to our main system. In this episode, we are going to dive into a mod that we have not touched yet. As you can see, we have a couple of pieces of cobblestone. Those are just my markers for right now. But first things first, 8 channels up here is not going to cut it. So we need to get more channels up here in order to do what we want to do. So for that, we're going to keep an eye on this hailstorm. Actually, we don't have to worry about it too much because I did finally get tired of it, and I did put down the weather deflector. So when we're out in the world, we will have to worry about storms and whatnot, but getting hit here at the base, we shouldn't have to worry about it too much. If something does develop, it will still set off the sirens and everything until it gets close enough to the weather deflector for the weather deflector to take care of it. So anyway, guys, what we're going to do is temporarily disable our system upstairs. And to do that, all we have to do is pop off these cables. There we go. We'll just pop off a couple of these cables real quick. And what we are going to do is we are going to run more cabling up there. Now, upstairs, we ran the dense cable all over the place, and we could easily do that. Just run dense cable all over the place. That's not the most efficient way of doing things, though. So we are actually going to start getting into the basically deeper portions of applied energistics. We are going to set up a couple of cabling systems here, like so. And I also went ahead and grabbed us a terminal that we can just go ahead and pop right there, like so. That way we don't have to keep running upstairs for anything that we need, because we are actually going to need a couple of this quartz fiber. And while we're down here, let's go ahead and order up a couple of more P2P. Well, apparently we haven't taught the system how to make P2P, so that's fine. We should be able to make a couple of them. About 6 should be more than plenty. Yeah, that's about right. So, here's what we are going to do, guys. We have not touched the P2Ps yet, or discussed what they do that I am aware of. So P2P tunnels are actually really, really cool. If we take a P2P and we place it down on top of there, notice how the cable actually connects into the P2P tunnel. Okay? The P2P tunnels work just like a cable. The nice thing with them is that they transfer information through them. Okay, so we know that this dense table here can carry 32 channels. Because the ME controller puts out 32 channels, this is the largest cable that we can make, 32 channels. Well, this dense cable is not necessarily the cheapest to make. So, you could, get all of the resources and everything to create a whole bunch of dense cable and run dense cable all over the place. Which is fine if that's what you want to do. Me, I like being a little bit more frugal than that, and I like, being able to cut down on costs where I can. So, what we're going to do is we're going to place a P2P tunnel there and run just our regular cabling right back up here like we had before, right? From here, we will go ahead and we will remove that cable and that cable. And we had a facade there. That's okay. We're not that concerned about it at this point. So now what we are going to do is we are going to take a P2P and we will place one there. And we will place one there. And that should be good for the moment. Now what we can do is we can take, say, dense cable and place it right there. And notice nothing is connecting because we still, have our anchors in place. Now we can place our smart cable there. And over here, we can do the same exact thing. Only let's put an anchor there, and we'll probably need one there and there, so that we can take our dense cable there and then run up our smart cable. Just a couple of pieces, and then we'll switch over to standard glass cable. Just like so. We can run this all the way up to there-ish for the time being. Okay? Well, nothing's turned on. Why is that? Well, that's because we need this memory card. The memory card is very easy to make. It's just a calculation processor, a couple of iron ingots, a couple of gold ingots, a piece of redstone. P2P tunnels are equally as easy. It takes an engineering processor, 3 pieces of iron, and some sort of fluids crystal. So they are not very hard to make at all. So let's see if we can't jump back down here. Is it going to let us, or is it going to be a bit of a jerk? Looks like it's going to be a bit of a jerk. That's fine. We will come out here, out through the hole that we made. We can go ahead and put our facade back on just to clean that up. There we go. Now we can come down here, right down to the AE2 room. And now, we have 2 P2Ps up there. Let's go ahead and put another P2P right there. So now, we can take our smart cable, place one there, and actually going to get rid of that anchor. We're going to replace it with a quartz fiber. Because remember, quartz fiber only transfers power. It does not transfer information, so we don't have to worry about it. So now we can put our smart cable down. There, there, and everything lights up. I am not liking the sound of what's going on upstairs. What's going on here? It is just a hailstorm at this point in time. If it gets worse than a hailstorm, our weather deflector should take care of that, hopefully. And sounds like it might have already done that. Yep, there it goes. See, it was going to upgrade into something worse. The weather deflector's like, no. No, you don't. So that's cool. So alright, so we've got this. Well, we have to link up the peer-to-peer tunnels, okay? So if we look up here, we have 4 channels in use. Well, that's because we have 2 P2Ps upstairs and 2 P2Ps down here. We have to link these up, and that's what the memory card's for. So if you shift right-click on a P2P, successfully saved settings. Awesome, that's exactly what we wanted to see. So now we can fly back up here, and let's say we want to go straight up. We just right-click, settings successfully loaded. Cool. And if we come back down here, we can come over to this one, shift right click, successfully save the settings, come up here, and we'll go off to the one to the side, right click, successfully loaded. Now, what did that do, Red? Well, what that did was that paired up each of these P2P tunnels. And now if we look, we weren't using any channels before, oops, on our cabling. Now we are using 1 out of 32. Well, if we remember, we have that ME interface that is connected to the system, drawing everything back in and putting it into our main system from the subsystem. So we didn't have to run the dense cable. We now have 32 channels coming out of each of these P2P tunnels. How cool is that? Because what we're going to do is we are actually going to rethink our decision, because we actually do want to run dense cable all the way up. And I will show you why here in a moment. So we will run our dense cable up, and we will start running it all the way over here. We are going to go, say, to right there. And actually, I think we might want to change that up just a little bit. And come over to here. Which means that we can pop these off. There we go. And one more. About like so. Excellent. That's good. So now we have the infrastructure kind of set up for what we want to do, at least for, you know, hooking things up. Well, first things first, we're going to come down here, and I taught the system how to make a few things. It's things that we've already made before. We are going to make some alloy smelters, and we are going to make a total of 8 of them. So we are going to go ahead and have it start doing that. And look at that, it's done already. Now keep in mind that, you know, those molecular assemblers are not upgraded. They are you know, just standard molecular assemblers. So for here, I think we're just going to go right down the line here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We are going to put the alloy smelters right here. 7 and 8. There we go. And then down here, we need some more conduit. 38. That might be enough. Let's see if we have any more energized. We do. Our energetic alloy. Let's go ahead and make another stack of it just to be on the safe side. Put these slime balls away. Our ME system apparently is in a slime. Yeah. A slime chunk. There we go. Couldn't think of the word. So every time I go down there to hook stuff up, yeah, I pretty much have to deal with slimes. Alright, so here we're just going to run the cabling right across the floor here. And, you know, tear everything up in the process. Why not? Great job, Red. Excellent. And get our conduit here. And let's see how far we can reach. Yay far. Cool. Let's just kind of break out a couple more of these real quick. And then we can place down the rest of our conduit. Close everything up so it looks all nice and tidy. And there we go. We've got our side mills. Now the side, or not side mills, but alloy smelteries. Now the alloy smelteries are fine. You know, they work well, even though they are a bit slow. But the only thing that we are going to use these alloy smelteries for is alloys only. Okay. So we will set these to alloys only, and that means that now we can hook these up to our auto crafting via the dense cable here, and we have the ability to tell each one of these alloy smelters to create something, some sort of alloy for us. So no longer do we have to worry about putting stuff into this alloy smeltery just to get items that we need, such as the energized or energetic alloy or pulsating iron or anything like that. But that's not the bulk of our episode. We are going to get started on factory blocks away. Industrial craft. Specifically with industrial craft, we are going to want several machines. First and foremost, we want a rolling machine. Not a rolling machine, a metal former. There we go, the metal former. That takes some sort of basic control circuit, basic machine casing, a couple of toolboxes, and a couple of coils. Okay, well, how do we get the coils? Well, the coils are made out of copper cable and an iron ingot. Copper cable is made out of a cutter and some sort of copper plate, or we can extrude it in, guess what? The metal former. How do we get the metal or the copper plate? Well, we take copper and we use a forge hammer. Or again, we use the metal former. Or we can use a block cutting machine. Yeah, there's different ways. But right now, this is the way we're going to have to go because we don't have any of the machines. How do we get a forge hammer? A bunch of iron, couple of sticks. So first things first, let's grab ourselves some iron. And there's our sticks. And I don't think we have a forge hammer in here. Nope, all we have is an engineer's hammer, which we could use that, but I'd rather use the forge hammer. And now we need some copper. So we will go ahead and we will make just a couple of copper plates here, probably about 8 of them. Actually, probably a little bit more than 8. Let's make 16 of them. Okay, so now we look at our coil. How do we make cutters? Well, that's 3 iron plates with some iron. So let's go ahead and get some iron going on. 1, 2, 3 iron plates. And just like that, there's our cutters. Now we can get our copper wire and iron. Go around that like so. 2 and 3. There's our 3 coils that we need with a little bit of copper cable left over. That's fine. We will definitely use that up. So, basic machine frame, or casing rather, is 8 iron plates. Alrighty. So we need 8 more iron plates. We can do that. Pull out our hammer. Go around, and there's our machine casing. Don't need that copper just yet. Toolbox. How do we make a toolbox? Well, we need these bronze item casings. We need 5 of them, so we need 10 in total. How do you get a bronze item casing? Well, you hammer a bronze plate, and that gets you 2. So we're going to need 5 bronze plates in order to get the 10 casings that we need. Bronze plates, of course, you hammer bronze. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Swap that out. Right click, there we go. There's our 10 bronze item casings. Go around like so. And then we get our iron. Okay, it wasn't iron. What was it? Oh, it was the chest. Okay. Get a couple of chests. There is our toolbox. And there is our other toolbox. Cool. So now we should be able to make this up. Right click. Excellent. Metal former. Now, Industrial Craft is completely different than any other mod out there. You have to use the Industrial Craft specific wrenches, for if you don't, you will break the machine down right down to that basic casing, and you will be out all of that work. So, what that means is we need a wrench. And just the basic Industrial Craft wrench should work. It's just some bronze, no big deal. There's our wrench, and even at that, there's a chance that it'll break anyway. So keep that in mind. We will get to something a little bit later that will prevent that from happening. In fact, it's this guy right here, the electric wrench. So now we're going to need some cabling. And do we have any MV? We do have some MV. We do not have any wire connectors though. No, we do not. That's fine. I know that we can come get some from back here for the time being. There we go, some wire connectors. And of course we're going to need our conduit, which we have. Excellent. Now, we're just going to tie this right into our system that we have set up already for the time being, because we have kind of a cheaty system going on here. Okay, and by cheaty I mean it's pretty cheaty. So if we come and we say break a hole right here, and we go all the way across right to where our conduit is, we can then bring our conduit all the way over, bring it up, and we will go one more for good measure. Let's go ahead and start replacing our factory block here. Because right here, what we're going to do, this is where our metal former is going to go. And don't worry, we will be changing this up. It will look a lot better. Just for the time being, this is the way we have to go. Now, the nice thing is that immersive engineering, even though it deals with RF, the coils will automatically change the RF into EU. How cool is that? And it should be all charged up, ready to go. So that copper cable, if you remember, we had to hammer it into a plate, then we had to cut it into the copper cable, and we only got 2 copper cables per plate, right? Let's grab a piece of copper. Now if we come up here and we throw this piece of copper into the metal former in extrude mode, it is not going to do anything. Why are you not going to do anything? Huh. Okay. Well, quick change of plans. Looks like we are going to need some sort of bat box or something. So let's take a look here. See what we can make real quick. We could make a bat box, which, we could make the CESU. No, we couldn't make the CESU. Right now, can't make the MFE or the MFSU at this point. So I guess right now the bat box is going to be the best way to go. So to make the bat box, we need some tin item casing, which means we need tin plates. So we're going to need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So 6 tin plates. There we go. There's our tin casings. And actually we're going to need a few more. About 4 of them. Because remember, we have to cut these down to get our tin cable. We're also going to need some rubber. The nice thing is that rubber bars from Mine Factory Reloaded and the rubber from Industrial Craft are interchangeable. Sticky resin and raw rubber are pretty much ore dictionaried. Rubber bar and rubber are ore dictionaried as well. So we need 3 of these tin cables here. And we will go like so. And a couple of pieces of redstone. Just like that. Perfect. There's our batteries. The bat box. 1 more insulated tin and wood. So let's get some more rubber. 1 piece will do. And we're going to need some planks. Let's make just a couple hundred of those. It's not like we don't have the wood just sitting around. Like that. Cable. There is our bat box. Cool. So, now let's go ahead and come back here. And since this guy doesn't want to work, we will pop him off. Pop that off. And what we will do here then is what we were going to start doing in the first place. I need one more piece of rubber. There we go. Come over here, and we're just going to use copper cabling for right now. Oh, do we want to use copper cabling? You know what? We're going to use tin cabling just to play on the safe side. So we're going to put our tin cable right there. And then we put our bat box. Just like so. We're just going to pop a hole in the floor here, go down in the ender mini form. As you can see, the bat box has various sides on it. It has 6 sides. Only one side has this green dot. Well, the green dot indicates where the power comes out of. So what we want to do is right click with our wrench, and there we go. It moves the green dot to where we want the power to come out. Now we should be able to take our MV connector there and there. Come on. No? Don't want to do it? Alright, we'll put you one more back. Like so. And now we should be able to link these two. And our bat box should be getting power, but it is not. I don't like being made a fool of, game. I don't need any help. I can do that all by myself. Yes, I can. Okay, maybe I'm giving the wrong information. Does the green need to be down? No, the green doesn't need to be down. Well, this is very interesting. Well, that there is saying that it's not getting any power. Yeah, I'm wondering if we're overtaxing our power out here. That is a firm possibility of a definite maybe. We could be using so much power up to run all of this equipment. Because remember, these, even though they have the upgrades in them, the power upgrades and whatnot, they're still pulling, you know, 500 RF per tick, and they need 1.5 up to 1.5 thousand RF per tick. Though that's not a whole heck of a lot for those conduits. Those conduits should be keeping up just fine. So this is just slightly concerning here. I mean, we've got all of this going on. That's full up. That is filling up just fine. And of course, you know, we have our basic capacitor here that's should be taking in from the top, yep, and outputting to the bottom, sure is. So that's cool. That's outputting over there. Got all that coming back in. So we've got these machines that are not running currently. And we come up here. That's got power. All the way through to here. That's got power. All of this has power. Auto packager, that's got power. This all has power. Ah! There's the issue. See, sometimes you just have to run the lines. There we go, now everything down there should have power. And I've got myself into a bit of a pickle here. So there we go. Really? You're gonna now jump over the line? Now if we come down here and look, we should be getting power in this bat box. We sure did. Well, we didn't actually need the bat box, but you know, that's fine. And there we go. Now we can see that with that copper ingot that we put in there, we got 3 copper cables instead of the 2, and it was a direct process. So in between episode, guys, I am going to make a couple more of these metal formers. One to obviously do the metal forming into plates, turning plates into casings, and then another one just to take the raw ingots and turn them into cables, so that we can get everything automated with industrial craft as well. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, make sure that you hit that thumbs up button. Lets me know that you liked it. Go ahead and leave a comment down below, you know, telling me what you liked, what you didn't like, if there's something that you would like to see. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification icon, the little bell icon next to the subscribe button. It will keep you up to date on any new episodes that come out, as well as any other series that are coming out that I actually post, sorry. And anyway, guys, I hope you have a great day. I hope you found this somewhat entertaining, amusing, and or informational, and I will definitely talk to you in the next video. See ya.